Hello everyone, in today's video I'm going to show you the most basic Indian chicken recipe, the chicken masala. So let's get started. So I started by making cuts in the chicken pieces. For this recipe I have taken chicken thigh. It is better to take chicken with bones for this recipe because the bones also have a lot of flavor in them. That's why I've taken the chicken thighs because I think that these have the best bone to the meat ratio, and the chicken thigh is very juicy, so it will absorb more masala and it will be more tasty. After making cuts to the chicken, I started by marinating it. I put in some chopped ginger, garlic and turmeric in the chicken. After that I squeezed in juice of half a lemon, and for taste I added some salt. After that I started preparing for the gravy, for which I added some oil to a pot, to which I added some whole spices which were cumin, cardamom, 2 bay leaves, 8 to 10 black peppercorns and 2 green cardamoms. I toasted the spices in the oil for some time, after which I added some grounded red chilies to it. You can also use green chilies, but as I had red chilies I used them. Once everything was properly toasted, I added in a chopped red onion, to which I added a pinch of salt. The salt helps in cooking the onions faster as it makes the onions release their moisture. I tossed the onions around and cooked them until they turned golden brown. Once the onion was golden brown, I tossed in a chopped tomato to the pot. You can also use tomato puree, but I prefer the mushy texture of tomatoes after they are cooked in the gravy, so I used diced tomatoes. Once everything was mixed properly, I let the tomatoes cook for some time, and as I said, the tomatoes turned mushy. Once it had a soft texture, I added in the marinated chicken to let it cook with all the masalas and the gravy. After putting in the chicken, I also put in 3 tablespoons of yogurt to make the chicken more tender and to make the gravy more creamier and give it a sour taste. After that, I put in all the spices, which was half a tablespoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of chili powder. I didn't put in any turmeric because it was in the marination. After that I put in some coriander powder and half a tablespoon of garam masala. Other than all the masalas I put in, I also used the chicken masala which I got from an Indian store. The chicken masala is the perfect mix of all the spices you need for the chicken masala recipe, so I put in some of that. It is optional, it is not necessary to use because all the masalas we put in before this already gave it a lot of flavor. After that I mix everything around so that the gravy forms and cooks well with the chicken. After that I poured in some chicken stock I had so that the gravy doesn't stick at the bottom and it gives its most texture and taste. I let it cook for 15 to 20 minutes on medium heat, and finally the chicken masala is ready. I finally garnished the recipe with some dried fenugreek. If you enjoyed the recipe, don't forget to like and share with your friends and subscribe to the channel for more content. See you next week.